Hello everyone, this is Nishtha from Nish Online Interior Design, Paint Color Consultation and Home Decor Content Writing. So I'm back here with another color related video. We've already been talking about Best Benjamin Moore white paint colors, then we talked about blue paint colors and Best Benjamin Moore green paint colors. Let's get started with one of my absolute favorite color category. So yes, today we're going to be talking about 12 best Benjamin Moore greige paint colors that you can absolutely consider for your home. Now that we talk about making our home feel timeless, sophisticated and elegant, greiges are definitely something to think about. They can definitely make your home feel more sophisticated, calming, relaxing, and even years down the line, you are not going to get bored of this monochromatic box. So let me tell you, if you're particularly in awe of those greige kitchen cabinets, greige walls, wainscoting, today's video is all about that because I'm going to be talking about these 12 best Benjamin Moore greige paint colors that top my list. So let's get started. So let me tell you, greige paint colors are actually a blend of grey and beige. Now grey paint colors can be too cool and beige paint colors can be too warm, and that's why there is this color category called the greige paint colors that can absolutely play a versatile role. I personally recommend greige paint colors over grey paint colors and beige paint colors because they're definitely a no-fail solution to any home. Moreover, these timeless neutrals play a superstar in every home. Whether you have maple cabinets or you have honey oak flooring, let's say you have mahogany kitchen cabinets, or I would say white oak flooring and trims. These particular timeless greige paint colors will never ever disappoint you, and they can be a good fit to any and every interior design style. Whether you like the rustic nature of your modern farmer's interior design style or you like the grandeur of luxury transitional interior design style, greiges truly can fit everywhere. So before I move ahead with my list of 12 best Benjamin Moore greige paint colors, I'm going to first address some commonly asked questions regarding Benjamin Moore greige paint colors by the homeowners. So one of the most popular question is, what is the most popular greige paint color by Benjamin Moore? Well, Benjamin Moore Revier Pewter is one of the most popular greige paint colors out there. It has the perfect blend of beige and grey, and this timeless neutral can prove to be a superstar in every lighting condition as well. So this particular best-selling Benjamin Moore paint color is loved and adored by homeowners, designers, and even builders out there. And if you search it online on Pinterest and Google, you'll find tons and tons of inspiration of Benjamin Moore Revier Pewter being used. Second most commonly asked question is whether greiges have more grey or beige in them. Well, this can be quite subjective. I mean, there are tons and tons of greige paint colors out there. I mean, out of which 12 I'm going to be discussing today. But some greige paint colors have more grey in them, whereas some greige paint colors have more beige in them, which make them slightly warmer greiges or cooler tone greiges out there. So there is no limitation in actual, and they can either incline to the warmer end of the scale or the cooler end of the scale. So now that I've discussed these commonly asked questions, let's get started with my list of 12 best Benjamin Moore greige paint colors, and the first paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Revier Pewter. Benjamin Moore Revier Pewter is a popular neutral and one of the best-selling greige paint colors. This iconic greige color bridges perfectly between the warm and cool undertones and can prove quite versatile and timeless. With an LRV of 55, this greige color by Benjamin Moore has considerable depth and must be used in rooms that receive ample incoming natural light. Well, under certain lighting conditions, Revier Pewter can showcase a teeny tiny green undertone which is not very dominant, and we know that this color can prove absolutely timeless and versatile and can pair beautifully with especially Benjamin Moore White Dove or even Benjamin Moore Simply White on the walls. Personally, I love the look of Revier Pewter in a home which has white oak flooring, the doors and trims are painted in Revier Pewter, and the wall ceilings and trims are either simply white or white dove. You can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Revier Pewter color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Pale Oak. Benjamin Moore Pale Oak is a light greyish paint color with a tinge of pink or violet undertones. So if you admire and adore a subtle undertone with a greyish base, this warm neutral is definitely something to have an eye on. Now Benjamin Moore Pale Oak has an LRV of 68, which means that it falls on the lighter end of the scale. I would personally recommend this paint color as a whole house color scheme as well. If you don't prefer the look of whites in your home and if you want to go with something which has more depth and color, then Pale Oak is a perfect neutral to go on all the common walls, stairway walls and hallway walls in your home. At the same time, this paint color can pair beautifully with your mahogany cabinets, with your cherry flooring or even your maple cabinets out there. Now Benjamin Moore Pale Oak also has that taupe undertone to it, which makes it slightly warm but at the same time not too warm and not too cool as well. You can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Pale Oak color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Classic Grey. Benjamin Moore Classic Grey is a light toned and airy greyish paint color with a major inclination for grey rather than beige. It's a chameleon lighter greyish paint color that tends to shift undertones depending on the natural light. In the north and east facing rooms, classic grey can appear slightly grey, whereas in the south and west facing rooms, it can come off slightly beige. Now Benjamin Moore Classic Grey has an LRV of 73, which means that it falls on the lighter end of the scale. It can be used as a whole house color scheme and must be paired with Benjamin Moore Chantilly lace on the trims, moldings and ceilings. So if you don't prefer a warmer look and rather want to have a slightly cooler toned home without making it look too icy cool or frosty, then Classic Grey is definitely something to have an eye on because of its warm grey undertones. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Classic Grey color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Natural Cream. Benjamin Moore Natural Cream is a soft and soothing light greyish paint color that looks phenomenal on the kitchen cabinets. With an almost invisible green undertone, this greyish color is all set to create a timeless and versatile appeal in the interiors of a home. Now with an LRV of 64.78, we know that this color falls on the lighter end of the scale. It has the perfect amount of warmth to it that can be used as a whole house color scheme as well. Well, I personally love the look of this paint color if you have maple finishes in your home, you have a chestnut, mahogany or even white oak elements in your home. Natural cream can come off quite calm, relaxing and a beautiful off-white paint color. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged natural cream color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Pashmina. Benjamin Moore Pashmina is a medium toned greyish paint color that has a perfect blend of grey and beige. With an LRV of 44.2, this greyish color will readily make your space feel warm, cozy, welcoming and comfortable. Well, Benjamin Moore Pashmina has the slightest touch of violet or taupe undertones that can be certainly dominant only under certain lighting conditions, but majorly Pashmina can come off quite neutral overall. Secondly, I would recommend that you avoid using Pashmina as your whole house color and rather use it only as an accent, let's say on your built-in shelves in the living room or an accent wall or an accent wainscoting in a certain room. You can even use this paint color on the entryway door or all the interior doors of your home, especially if you have white dove, simply white or Swiss coffee on all the remaining walls of your home. You can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Pashmina color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Callingwood. One of my absolute favorites, Benjamin Moore Callingwood, is a classic warm neutral greyish color with a touch of violet undertones. It lacks any green undertones and can rather incline to the taupe end of the scale. So if you have a larger home with ample incoming natural light, you can absolutely use Benjamin Moore Callingwood as a whole house color scheme as well. You can pair this color with Chantilly lace on the ceilings, trims and moldings, and I would also recommend that you avoid paint colors like whites, beige beiges and greiges that have that sneaky green undertone, which might clash with this particular paint color because of the taupe undertones. So I would highly recommend that you use this color as a base on all the common walls of your bedroom, as a whole house color, even your kitchen cabinets or a certain bathroom vanity in your home. You can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Callingwood color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Edgecomb Grey. Benjamin Moore Edgecomb Grey is a perfect greige color with a perfect depth and balance between the greige and beige undertones. This is definitely a warmer greige color that feels light and airy and can beautifully pair with light woods, dark woods and even honey oak woods. Now Benjamin Moore Edgecomb Grey has an LRV of 63, which means that it falls on the lighter end of the scale. You can use this color in your living rooms, bedrooms and even as a whole house color scheme. If you would like your cabinets to have some sort of depth and greyish color to it, then Edgecomb Grey, apart from natural cream, even Edgecomb Grey can play a beautiful role. I mean, if you don't like the look of white cabinets and you would rather have a greyish over there, then Edgecomb Grey is definitely something to have an eye on. It's one of the best selling greige paint colors. It's quite popular and much adored and admired by interior designers, builders and homeowners. It's a classic neutral that can definitely make a beautiful statement in any and every interior design style. You can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Edgecomb Grey color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Balbor Mist. Benjamin Moore Balbor Mist is a pale grey paint color with a deep warm base to it and a faded violet undertone. This warm grey Benjamin Moore paint color is all set to make a beautiful base as the whole house color as well. Now Balbor Mist has an LRV of 65, which means that it falls on the lighter end of the scale. I would recommend that you add Benjamin Moore Chantilly lace on the ceilings, trims and moldings to go. If you prefer Sherwin-Williams, then you can go with Sherwin-Williams Pure White as well. At the same time, you can use Benjamin Moore Balboa Mist with bronze fixtures, satin brass fixtures and matte black fixtures. On the furniture, you can have midnight blue colors, slate blue colors, charcoal grey colors, darker greyish paint colors, cream paint colors, olive green paint colors, and the list goes on and on. You can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Balboa Mist color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Thunder. Benjamin Moore Thunder is a heavy greyish paint color that has considerable depth and drama. This medium tone greyish paint color has an LRV of 47.58 and can be used in a space that receives ample incoming natural light. Now Thunder is a beautiful medium tone greyish paint color that also has a sneaky violet or green undertone, which can be minutely dominant depending on the incoming natural light. So another beautiful characteristic about this paint color is that you can use them for both warm as well as cool tone color palettes, and at the same time it can prove versatile and sophisticated even years down the line. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Thunder color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Nimbus. Benjamin Moore Nimbus is a soft greyish paint color with a major inclination for grey rather than beige. It's not an icy cool greyish but has the slightest touch of warmth to make a sophisticated greyish paint color. It's absolutely one of my favorite cool greyish paint colors by Benjamin Moore and is quite neutral that can work for a variety of color palettes and design styles. Now this particular cool toned Benjamin Moore greyish paint color has an LRV of 59, which means that it falls on the slightly medium to lighter end of the scale. I would recommend that you pair this color with Chantilly lace on the ceilings, trims and moldings, and even you can use this paint color for your cool toned as well as warm tone color palettes, making it one of the most versatile cool tone greyish paint colors. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Nimbus color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the next paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Stoneher. Benjamin Moore Stoneher is a stony warm neutral greyish color with a medium tone depth. It has an LRV of 48.45, which makes a beautiful and timeless contrast on the kitchen cabinets, bathroom vanity, mudroom cabinets and even your master bedroom. Now, if you have stone hearth on these cabinets and vanity, I would recommend that you either stick to Benjamin Moore White Dove, Benjamin Moore Swiss Coffee, or even Benjamin Moore Simply White on the walls, ceilings and trims, because it can make a beautiful contrast altogether. Now, stone hearth is bold and heavy, which means that I would recommend that you restrict the use of this color only in certain areas of your home, especially on the cabinets on vanity, or maybe an accent wainscoting or wall. And don't overdo this color and paint all your walls in this specific darker greyish paint color. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Stone Hearth color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. Now the last paint color on my list is Benjamin Moore Wind's Breath. Benjamin Moore Wind's Breath is a light greyish paint color with an LRV of 69.59. This warm neutral can be used as a whole house color scheme for well-lit homes. With low incoming natural light, this color has a tendency to appear slightly flat and dingy. Now with Wind's Breath, you must pair this color with Chantilly lace on your ceilings, trims and moldings. If you're looking to paint this paint color on the kitchen cabinets or bathroom vanity, then pair it with either matte black or even your chrome, oil rub bronze, hardware fixtures, finishes and knobs. At the same time, if you have a larger home with ample incoming natural light, Wind's Breath is definitely a great suggestion as a whole house color. Now you can check out my latest pre-packaged Benjamin Moore Wind's Breath color palette for the whole house here on Etsy as well as my website. What are your thoughts on my list of 12 best Benjamin Moore greyish paint colors? Well, did you like any? Well, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below. I personally loved all these greyish paint colors as there are no fail solution. If you have any questions regarding any of these, you can drop a comment in the comment box below. Lastly, don't forget to check out my website at www.nishtasadana.com and my Etsy shop, which has pre-packaged tons and tons of color palettes out there by Benjamin Moore, by Beige, by Ferro and Ball, by Sherwin-Williams. You'll find kitchen cabinet idea color palettes, you'll find exteriors, front doors and much more. Lastly, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as I'm coming up with these color related and interior design related videos every Monday. See you all guys next week. Bye.